yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, 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 yes, y'all, and you don't stop.
Here we go.
But if we win, I will pop this.
Shut up. Yo, welcome to Heart of Sports. It's me, I'm back. PapaJo, Ran. This is an all Miami Heat appreciation podcast. If you haven't been living under a rock, you have seen that the Miami Heat have advanced finally to the NBA Finals after much turmoil, after going up 3-0. It was a long road to the finals.
Very long. Very long.
Much longer than they anticipated after going up 3-0, but they finally vanquished Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics, leading them to their second finals appearance in the last, 3 years? 4 seasons?
Yes.
Very impressive. Jimmy Butler. There's not a lot of bad things you could say about him. I believe Caleb Martin should have been the MVP. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But first and foremost, Hart, PapaJo, Ran. It's the finals, boys. Y'all ready?
Oh,
I'm
NBA
ready. Finals.
Yeah,
There's no narratives. There's no bull crap. We have to cover this guy because he's the most dominant force ever in the game. There's none of that. It's Jimmy Butler versus Jokic. The only thing that they can talk about is how Jokic almost killed Markieff Morris, which was pretty funny.
Which I keep hearing that's like it's gonna be revenge and all that stuff.
But it's like he's not even on the team no more.
But yeah, that is just hilarious to me. But all that aside, like I said, we got Ran in the building. And Ran, I'm gonna let you go ahead and summarize this playoff run. It's been nothing short of outstanding, from almost being out in the play-in to where we are now. As a Heat fan, explain the roller coaster from losing that first play-in game to where you are now on the precipice of game 1 tomorrow night.
Honestly, it's unfucking believable if I'm being completely honest. If I'm being completely honest, it's unbelievable. Judging from the fact from last year, we were the number 1 seed going into this. So I was stressed the entire playoffs because I felt like you had to at least get to your conference championship for being the number 1 seed. Like, that's how I felt. And then losing that game 7 the way we lost hurt like hell. So to see the regular season play out the way it did, trust me. you guys saw some of the clips there, like seeing how the regular season played out and then seeing that first play-in game. I'm like, all right, well, remember when we got Kevin Love, I didn't think we would sniff out of I said maybe the second round, maybe. But to see my team go all the way to the finals with honestly less than what we had last year, because I made this point the other day, we had PJ Tucker in that game 7 last year. Yeah. We had Tyler Hero.
Yep.
Martin had a DNP. He didn't play,
for reasons unknown at this point.
Which is crazy. Vincent wasn't doing what he's doing now at this point. No,
he wasn't.
We had Detman then, so we have 4 less players. We have 4 less players, less rim protection, and we're able to get it done. So,
but you know what though? When you playing from a first seed as opposed to where y'all are this year, the pressure's off. You playing with house money this year.
Yeah.
So, as the number 1 seed,
everybody's
not Jimmy Butler
at all.
We would love to think that, because they go as Jimmy goes, that we would love to think that they would like all carry that same dog with them, but everybody ain't got that in them. And when you number 1 seed and expected to do something, it's a lot different than being some junkyard dogs just coming out the alley, getting it out the mud. That's a completely different mind state to have as opposed to being expected. Now you're the hunter instead of the hunted, and y'all been hunting y'all tails off. So salute to you, man. But first round, y'all beat the Bucks. Yeah, Giannis had his little injury or whatever. Y'all thoroughly beat the Bucks. Hit me buckets, hit another level, another playoff level. That
the craziest point I wanted to make out in that series, the only games the Bucks won in that series was the one Giannis didn't play.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, the one game they won was the one Giannis didn't play. He didn't play the first 3, I think, and they won game 2 by a lot because they just was on fire.
Yeah.
Like, everybody forget about that. That's like the only bad loss we had in the playoffs before the Celtic losses. So,
Right. So
because all the
y'all pretty much took somebody who was a multi-time MVP in the last few years and his team, and they're on their way to being broken up. Their coach is gone. There are going to be several players that are not going to be re-signed at a certain level because Milwaukee's not going to be a luxury tax type team. Let's just face
Right.
it. And with the contracts they have, I know Middleton's on the chopping block. Drew Holiday, unfortunately, as great as he is probably going to be moved. And the Miami Heat doing it with sticks and popsicle sticks and gum and glue just came in there and assaulted y'all. Don't nothing break up a team faster than getting beat by some junkyard dogs when they're supposed to be here.
Right.
And I think, Miami deserve a lot of credit for just that alone. But then to go to New York, who New York was on fire, and I was picking against New York from the start. I know Ja was, but we was all picking against New York from the start. We saw the collapse coming. We just didn't see them getting as far as they did. And when they started getting, when they got to the semifinals, and it was y'all versus you, I remember you telling me, I think I got us in 7. And I looked at you and said, if it's gonna take y'all 7 games to beat the Knicks, y'all ain't doing nothing this year. And y'all winning nothing. Pretty much showed the Knicks what was up.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It took 6, but we take it.
It took 6, but it probably shouldn't have. Jimmy did hurt himself in that series.
He did. He didn't play a game.
And they made the
didn't play.
very great decision to send him home for game 2 instead of forcing him to work through that and then bringing him back for game 3. I think more teams should learn from that example. If somebody gets hurt early in the series, trust in your depth that gets you through to get that superstar back and come back firing on all cylinders. Don't rush
and we almost won the game
them
too.
Being a shell of themselves. Yeah,
we almost won the game too.
Right, exactly. That one when he was out, I think Strus was the one in that game that really carried y'all. And
at this point, we can't have no bodies dropping at this point.
No, not a body, especially not that body. Jimmy, nah.
Yeah.
No.
How you think I felt when Caleb Martin went down?
Exactly.
And I was just like, oh my Jesus.
Exactly.
But as far as I'm proud, I'm happy as fuck for these boys, man. It's weird. Ever since Jimmy Butler became a Heat lifer, it's crazy because I've had more fun watching this stretch of Heat basketball than I have even with the LeBron years, and we won championships. I feel like these versions of the Heat team have more heart than any other team I've had, other than the 06 team. That 06 team was special. That 06 team always holds a special heart to me. It holds a special thing. But if these niggas win a championship, oh yeah, that takes the cake.
Junkyard Dogs winning one, that take the cake.
Oh my God, that takes the cake.
You seen recent championship success in dynasty form, very recently. As of you're still the reigning champion as of now type shit. So
yeah,
when you look at the Heat and you look at just what they have accomplished without the max player, without the Stephen Curry, without the infrastructure, with Pat Riley, Coach Spo in a dream, basically. Do you see? My question for you is, because you're a fan of an organization that is considered to be a great organization. The Golden State Warriors are one of the premier. They've turned themselves into one of the premier organizations. I always say, Celtics, the Heat, the Warriors, the Nuggets. Now their front office show you how to do business and how to develop. And Golden State may have come a little short when it came to the player development end, when it came to these new guys, but they did show you how they could take talent and put the money and resources behind that talent to get the ultimate goal, which is a dynasty type atmosphere. So when you see all of that, long-winded question, but when you see all of that and you look at the Heat success, does it take you back to 2014 and 13 when they was scrapping to get there? Or does it make you feel
it starts with the organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with the organization. It starts from the head up, and it starts with management buying in. A lot of times, management, you don't hear from them. You don't hear from the Mark Cubans. I mean, you hear from the Mark Cubans, and things like that. But when you have an organization and an owner or a GM that is actually speaking and saying, we're going to win a championship or we're making moves to win a championship, that's how you know it's real.
Right.
And Pat Riley has what they said, 29% of all NBA finals, Pat Riley has been involved
like
in.
27.4% of all
Yeah, you know what I'm
championships.
saying?
Yeah.
So you know that the goal is championships. There's let's be honest, there's some teams that are out there just to make money. They ain't trying to, they ain't trying to they ain't trying to win chips, they okay with the status quo. But when you have a team that is bought in, that means that they're into player development. And then they they get a superstar or they get someone, a leader. And every team needs a leader that's going to take charge and hold people accountable. And that's what Jimmy has been for the Miami Heat. He was somebody who came in because he wanted to win. He signed with the Heat because he wanted to win. And everybody up top knew exactly where he stood and supported him. Unlike the other teams, let's be honest, unlike the other teams that he was with, they didn't have his back. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he wasn't able to stay there. So they knew what he was about and they supported him. And he was able to come in and say, hold everybody accountable. And he led by example. So you never could say, oh, he folded, he did anything. Even when they lost in the bubble, he left everything on the line. He showed that, okay, this is me. I'm doing everything I can.
And you got leaders in the locker room like UD who gonna make that transition that much smoother.
Right. So, you have the veteran presence of Udonis Haslam and things like that. So they have the makings to what it could be. This can roll for a really long time if they do it right.
I mean, Jimmy's gonna age. Bam is relatively young still, but the infrastructure and Tyler Hero's a pup. We don't know what's gonna happen with that situation, but what they have, that Heat culture stuff, like, it's solidified. There's been 3 different iterations of final contending teams now. You had the 06 with Shaq and D Wade and those boys. You had the Big 3 era, and you've had Jimmy Butler and his cast and crew the last couple years. They've done this 3 times in the last almost 20 years. They put together championship caliber.
You know what? I heard an interesting stat the other day.
Yeah.
And since the year 2006, we've actually had the most finals appearances in the NBA. We actually just this appearance actually puts us one over the Warriors.
Yeah.
Since 2006. I was like, that's, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Like,
you guys are
when you're a Dolphin fan, you don't really think about everything else your other teams are doing. So
that's the misery that y'all got to fight through.
Yeah,
that all leads me to the series that y'all just completed in Game 7. You guys took a stranglehold over him to the point I'm on the internet, in the webs. I'm all over Beyonce internet talking crap. Oh man, the Heat, man, they ain't even bother sweeping them. They used a vacuum. It was more efficient. They swept them in 3 games. I'm talking like I'm a Heat fan. And then only to watch the lead dwindle down 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. And the confidence never wavered to the point these boys booked a flight to Denver. We not going home.
It was cold.
We not going home. We ain't going to Miami. Yeah. You send the wives. You send everybody. We'll be there tomorrow.
That was cold.
Cold. Yeah. Pat Riley, Mafia. The only thing missing for Pat Riley is a kitty cat on a pillow next to him at the game that he can pet.
Now, mind you, they did this, and Coach Spoelstra and Haslam has never won a on-the-road Game 7. This is their first on-the-road Game 7 victory.
That should tell y'all that they knew what was up. And I think what made them know for real what was up was how y'all punked them in the last 2 minutes of Game 6. Derek White be damned. Y'all punked them boys in the last 2 minutes of that game in Game 6. And y'all shouldn't have lost. Y'all lost on some BS. I mean, it wasn't BS. You got to box out. I mean, I'm not going to give nobody no passes here.
It was a little BS.
Box out. I know it's an inbound passer, but the inbound passer always do
it. It was a little BS because they changed the clock. They changed the clock.
That part too. Randall had informed me on that too. They changed
They
the
changed the
clock.
clock.
Yeah,
They
they
changed the
changed
clock. It was like
Shavonte told me about that. Never mind. Shavonte told me.
It should have
Yeah,
been
and
the
then
clock should have been 2.8. It should
yeah,
have been
the clock was
2.8.
down. Yeah,
Had the clock been 2.8, Derek White wouldn't have had time
there
to
He
get
wouldn't
that
wouldn't
he
have had
wouldn't have
that
got the
point
shot
one.
off.
Yeah.
But
These are the
at the
facts.
same, but you know, this is the weirdest thing. So like, I was Shalon. Remember, I was talking with you before the game. I told y'all, like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I told her I wasn't watching the game. I was pissed.
I
I
told
her I
that
wasn't
too.
watching. I wasn't even. I told her I wasn't watching. But as the day going on, right, and I always try to look at the post day, see how my boys looking, see how what they're talking like. It's weird. So all of Game 6, I watched the game by myself because in certain games like that, I just kind of like to be by myself. I don't like to see people see me or whatever. I was nervous. I was shaking the whole time, like it was Game 7 of last year. I was nervous. I was shaking. It was weird. Like I couldn't just.
Best
I could
games
not
as a
relax.
fan. Best
It's
games
weird.
as a fan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like my head hurt after the game. That's how bad. But when Game 7 started at Boston, I was relaxed in a motherfucker. Echelon, we was chilling. We was just hanging out. I was relaxed at first. I was not. It wasn't as bad as Game 6. I'll tell you that because I didn't have a headache.
Bruh, remember when I got out the car? What you was doing? I had to tell you, bruh.
Was I pacing?
Like, bruh, like you acting like you scared, bro. It's Game 7. I had to walk you in the house and say, it's all right, bro. It's Game 7.
Okay, so I sat down, but I was.
But once you sat down, you was straight. You settled in. But I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, boy.
Man, look,
that little 3-0, that little losing that 3-0 had you a little shook.
I would say this.
Man, it's not that the 3-0. This is the same team we just lost the Game 7 against last year, right?
I will say this.
Yeah. Like,
I did not think y'all was gonna win Game 7. I said if y'all lost Game 6, that y'all weren't gonna win Game 7. And I didn't think y'all were gonna win. I
immediately said Heat is 7 as soon as Derek White hit the shot. I wrote in the group thread to all of y'all.
If you look at the things, it was tailor made for the Celtics to try to make the history, right? This is it was tailor made for them to try because out of all the times, this is the very first time that. So this is the fourth time. Poodle. Yeah, they were poodle.
They were absolutely.
They were poodle.
Coach,
look,
I'm
trying to be humble here, but this is what I'm saying. It's weird. This is the fourth time a team was able to get it to a Game 7, right? But this is the first time that the team was able to get it to a Game 7 and bring it to their building. So another thing I wasn't worried about is the Celtics are under 500 in the postseason at home in 2 years.
I understood that, but it's still a Game 7, and the last Game 7, Jason Tatum dropped 51. So
that's true.
He's not. He shows up in the games that matter. Somewhat, and if it ain't the finals.
But it kind of goes into Shalonda's point too, because we were up 3-0, so he had to start showing up and using all that energy now.
Yeah,
or they were done.
He did. The moment was too big. They weren't ready, and they weren't ready for it. And Miami they punked them. They talked and they said they were ready from jump before. As soon as the Game 6 was over, it was like, we got the boys. Yeah, they already knew what they were going to do. And
we gonna run
there
this.
was nothing, and Boston didn't. There was no coaching. That's why I don't. There was a thing they were saying. Oh, he shouldn't get fired. He will get fired because he doesn't have the respect of that locker room. He doesn't have the respect of anybody.
I don't think
they went out.
I don't think they will. Because if we would have swept them, they probably would have fired them. But
you might be right, John. You might be right. The only reason why I'm saying they're not gonna fire him, you can't have a team being in the Eastern Conference and the finals itself all of these years in a row and go into a season where you have a fourth straight year with a new coach. Brad, Ime, Mazzulla. Now you're gonna have a fourth coach. They're gonna keep this dude.
Oof.
They won't even get to where they are next year, especially with the trades that they're gonna make.
I think he has potential. I think if he wasn't thrusted into this position because
he has potential, but not. I don't think he has. He has potential, but not with that team.
Say what?
He has potential. He just don't have it with that team.
I don't think he's gonna have that team.
That's why they're gonna make a lot of changes. Because that's the only way it's going to work. If they get rid of some of these players because they don't respect him. You know, they played hero ball the entire game. They literally just chugged up threes
There
the
was no plan.
entire time. There
And
was
that's
no
what I was
plan.
telling you when I was talking to you. I was just like, there's no, let's get into a set, let's run an action. There was none of
They
that.
just chugged up threes the
And
entire time.
Miami started switching from man to zone, and then they couldn't figure out how to beat the zone. How you beat the zone is you get the ball in the paint and you take advantage of them so they have to suck down, and then you get your
All
shooters
they had to
open
do
and
was
you rain
drive.
hell. They
Derek
didn't
White,
do it.
Derek White was the only person that realized that I got to go down in the hole.
Yeah. All right. So in closing, as we wrap up the Eastern Conference Finals in a miraculous Game 7 for the ages that Miami just blew the doors off of them to end it, we come down to the finality of the finals. It's always the most bittersweet day for me and Randall because we always realize there's really nothing to keep us occupied until mid-August. So,
Yeah.
down to it. Predictions. I want Jaron, PapaJo, to give me his finals prediction. How is this gonna go down? Nuggets, Heat.
If I'm being honest and unbiased, I see the Nuggets winning at 6.
Blasphemy.
I'm sorry, but you know, I don't know if you want me to explain. You want me to explain?
No, I
you know
really,
what?
really, really would love for you to.
All right, so it's real simple. Nikola Jokic, there is no answer for him. He is consistent. He's a walking. He's averaging a 30-point triple-double in the playoffs. That means that he's gonna score, and somebody on his team gonna back him up. And he's consistent every night. That's how I knew they was gonna beat the Lakers because Anthony Davis ain't consistent. Bam is okay. Kevin Love is a maybe. You know, who else y'all got? So if y'all don't stick him, he gonna go for more than 30. And then when y'all do, finally, because the zone works, y'all can't play zone on him really because he's gonna be down low.
No.
And so, and that's how you beat the zone is to crash the doggone boards.
But here's the
y'all
thing that
y'all don't have good. Hold on, let me finish. Y'all don't have good rebounding. So, and I think against the Lakers, I think one of the games against y'all, they got like 20 straight rebounds or some junk like that. They are a rebounding team. They got size on y'all. They got scoring. They got home court. It's a lot of things going against y'all. And I think that the consistency that they have is going to be an issue. Now, do I think y'all can pull it off? Yeah. I think y'all can go in there and bust them in the mouth in game 1 and make it a competitive series. But as far as beating them in a 7-game series, I really find it hard just being in a logical standpoint because they have so many ways they can beat you and they're consistent. You know, I know y'all got Tyler Hero coming back whenever he comes back, but what role is he going to play? Is y'all going to be like other teams and let him actually start when he should be coming off the bench? You know, those type of things that y'all have, you know, y'all gritty. Y'all going to fight. Y'all not going to give up. It's going to go to the wire, I believe. But Jokic is a problem, and he's a problem that y'all can't overlook. That's why I think that the Nuggets will probably win it in 6.
Now, that's a good observation because I was just talking about this shit yesterday. He's the 2-time league MVP. The man, the man is awesome. We ain't even gonna get it on there. The man, there's nobody on the team that's stopping him. But if you stop everybody else, why does it matter? You see what I mean? That's the thing. We can let him. Jokic can do what he wants, but as long as you keep a tight lip on everybody else, that's fine.
So you mean bring him down from 10 assists to 5?
Bring him down 10, 5, 7, 5, you know what I'm saying? Bring it down. And then here's another thing. Like, the Denver Nuggets are an awesome team. They've handled us a while. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've beaten them in the last 3 seasons.
Y'all haven't beaten these Nuggets. Nope.
But give it the fact that it's a Western Conference team. We only play twice a year. If we play them 4 times a year, I'm sure we would have get
right. It ain't like they've been whooping y'all 4 times in a row for the last 4 years. You're right.
Right. The games have been close. Like the last two games we played this year have been close. So and another thing, they haven't really played a team like us yet. You know what I'm saying? Bam doesn't have Bam is a different player than what he has to do. Bam can handle the ball like a guard. So he's gonna have to come out from that paint. He's not gonna be able to stay in that paint as much as he's used to. You know what I mean? And then honestly, their X factor is Michael Porter Jr. I feel like Michael Porter Jr. is their X factor, and we're gonna have Max Strus on him. He's not used to having people a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger on him, and we're gonna see how that back handles. So
I don't think Michael Porter Jr. is their X factor. I think Aaron Gordon is their X factor. And based off, what I've seen, because he has good size, Kyle Lowry, and I think the last time they played him, he bullied Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all don't. I think
putting Kyle Lowry on Aaron Gordon is not smart anyway.
That's what y'all did. That's what y'all did in one of the games, though. That's what y'all did.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
That's what y'all did, and that's what y'all did during the regular season. That's what I'm saying. Like I went back and I did some research, and one guy pulled up, how the games went this year, and that was one of the things. When y'all did this, they did this. They capitalized on mistakes very well. If you put Kyle Lowry in that thing, they're gonna switch it off, and they just gonna put somebody bigger on them, and then Aaron Gordon go eat in the paint. You know what I mean? And they're very good at capitalizing on your mistakes. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't stick Jokic or whatever the case may be, and you try to stop everybody else, you can't stop Jokic. Jokic's gonna go for 50. So them 10 assists, yeah, but he gonna eat for 10, 20 more points because y'all letting him eat down low. It's gonna be the same because some of these players don't get their shots off. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Murray is gonna go for 20 at least. You know what I'm saying? Michael Porter Jr. probably gonna go.
Whether he's scoring 30 and getting 10 assists or scoring 50, he gonna account for 55 points.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I think when he was accounting for like 70 in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. And then at some point, y'all are gonna crash him. Eddie Spoelstra is not gonna just let that man get off. He is going to be like, y'all need to jump on him. And don't forget, in the Lakers series, he showed he can adjust. He ran the fast break. I watched Bam in the Celtics series. You know what Bam did? The same thing Anthony Davis did. Trot on down that court. And Jokic ate them alive. A big man led the fast break. That is a problem.
Bam do a lot of that. Bam do a lot of that fast break shit.
Right. So it's like, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all it's gonna show how gritty y'all are because y'all gonna do things y'all ain't been doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Centers don't run back fast. They trot, they jog and stuff like that. Jokic going full blast because he got the rebound. And if y'all can't rebound, they getting second chance points. They getting all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just hoping for the basic. We're looking at the skills, and I feel like we're looking at the skills. We're looking at the talent, and it's true. But every single thing that you said about the Nuggets, they also said about the Bucks against us. They also said about the Celtics against us. Not so much the Knicks, but ESPN gave us a 3% chance to win the Celtics series. And then even after we went up, you know what? We don't want to bring that up, but nobody gave us a shot.
They gave the Celtics a chance to win the NBA Finals. They said if they were playing, they were going to win the NBA Finals. Just like they said last year against the Warriors. I don't pay attention to that. I'm talking about what I saw in the games. I watched the Lakers series. You know what I'm saying? I watched the Suns and things like that. I watched and I saw the adjustment against a good center. Because the Lakers
whoa. That's where I gotta interject.
Go ahead.
You did not see any adjustments against Jokic from Darvin Ham. You did not see any adjustments.
I'm not talking about the Lakers. I'm talking about how the Nuggets handled how they did what they did. I'm talking about the Nuggets. I'm not talking about the Lakers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what the Nuggets did.
So how much reaction do the Nuggets have to do if Darvin Ham's not gonna counter?
They relied mostly on talent or whatever the case may be to do what
And
they need to do.
and that's what gets me to this point. Coach Spo versus Mike Malone.
It's gonna be a good.
Jokic is Jokic. I'm not gonna discount that. This is why this is different than everything the Nuggets have seen, and this is different than everything the Heat have seen. They haven't seen anything this dominant. Like Giannis is dominant, but he have a team that came with him like this. Like they so in both
The Heat
respects,
has
they're both
always
seeing
been
stuff
Giannis,
they have
though,
never
so-
seen. But what I would encourage you to think about is all the compliments you gave the Nuggets outside of that big MVP guy, all of that can be said for the Heat. They play the right way. They support their stars really well. They have a great supporting cast, undrafted or not. I'm tired of people calling them undrafted free agents. They busting ass. They ain't undrafted free agents no more, okay? They busting. It's not, y'all can keep getting caught up in that bullcrap. They got a champion in Kyle Lowry on their bench. Even though he held together with chicken wire and glue, still Kyle Lowry giving you quality minutes as a leader on the floor. I'm not gonna say he gonna give you quality offense because that's just hoping for too much. Y'all both talked about X factors earlier for the Nuggets. I believe the true X factor will be Bruce Brown because he is the catalyst for everything the Nuggets do when Jokic is off the court. We talk a lot about what Jokic is gonna do while he's on the court. The non-Jokic minutes is always a factor from series to series. And what Bruce Brown is going to be able to do against the Miami Heat when Jokic is off the court is going to determine how much Jokic is going to play. And the longer the series go, the longer Jokic is going to have to continue this Herculean effort. So what I'm saying is the coaching in this respect, we are going to see adjustments back and forth that we have not seen in this playoffs because we got two great coaches in the final. They're not going against subpar coaches no more. They got to bring their A game. They're not going against another dude that's not going to make adjustments. Like they've been able to get through this playoff run going against in the East, going against people that they know ain't got the intelligence of a Coach Spo. Mike Malone making turkey out of Darvin Ham and making chicken shit out of Monty Williams. I'm sorry, Monty, but he made you look real basic. So when you
I don't doubt that.
Teams that play the right way, I feel like it's gonna be one or two things when it comes to Jokic. Either he will come up with a game plan to throw different looks at Jokic to try to minimize the damage, or he'll let Jokic go wild and say your shooters are not gonna catch a rhythm on my watch. Jamal Murray not go ISO me to death and kill me. I feel like Coach Spo is way too smart to let them just get eviscerated by a former MVP.
No, I don't think they're going to get destroyed. I just think that it's going to be one of the things where it's going to be no doubt that Jokic has to be stopped at some point. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just my respect for him. You know what I mean? Like, I look at mismatches like in the series, and he is a mismatch. He's a very big mismatch. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at. Like even in the Golden State series. Our problem was that we didn't have any bigs. Kevon Looney was sick, he couldn't play, and we have no bigs. So there was nothing to stop Anthony Davis from doing whatever he wanted to do because there was nobody that could really stop him. When we played physical, we won. But when he was allowed to do whatever he does, you know what I'm saying? That's the mismatch. I don't think Bam can contain him. I think Kevin Love can do some damage and minimize a lot. I think Kevin Love is really a quality player. If he's eligible to play, if he can play.
X factors for the Heat. We already discussed the Denver Nuggets. Real quick, you can keep going on because I know you want to finish, but real quick, X factors for the Heat, Randall.
Say X factor for our players.
Just one player. One player.
X factor for the Heat. I would say as of right now, Gabe Vincent.
You say Kevin Love, Ja?
I'm saying Kevin Love.
I'm saying Kevin Love with you. But go ahead. I want to hear why you thinking about Kevin Love and the boys.
Kevin Love is a good position type guy. He can help on them rebounds. He can help box out and keep Jokic out of the paint.
Facts.
And that's going to be quality because if
we haven't talked about the other elephant in the room also.
Who?
Jamal Murray.
Oh no, I talked about him. You got to minimize. He's with everybody else. Jokic, I'm sorry. Jamal's amazing. There's Jokic. There's everyone else.
Yeah.
I've seen
The
Jamal
thing is,
drop
Jamal,
50 though, like,
He'll drop some weapons on you, but I'm telling you what, he can't do that if that monster ain't clogging up a lot of space and allow him to have one side of that floor.
if they're paying too much
That is
attention
true.
to Jokic, he's gonna make you pay.
Oh my
And he's
God.
capable of making really tough shots.
The game is easy for him.
Consistency. Yeah, it's become really easy. Where
It's become
like
way
I think
easy for him.
was it like game 3, or what he just took it from the Lakers?
Yeah, when he started just
Like,
throwing up stuff because he could.
yeah, it was like he took it. Like it was like the Lakers. It looked like Lakers was gonna win, and then he was like, "No, y'all not."
Right.
And he took it.
He
You
even
know
talked
what I'm
about in the
saying?
post game that he had to play in levels, like in sections, and progress to it. Right. That's
So,
yeah.
you know, and y'all gonna have one of them games. You know, that's why I think for y'all, it's incredibly important in game 1 that y'all give it all y'all got. Y'all got to put everything out there in game 1, and y'all got to take game 1. If y'all can take game 1, if y'all can take game 1, y'all are in there. And I think y'all got a chance to win the series, because beating them at home will crush their psyche, because they haven't lost. If y'all can take that first one, they on edge. So everything they do from that point, it's like, oh, now we definitely got to win game 2. Now we got to win in Miami. We got to get 1 in Miami. Y'all in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? If you can take game 1. I think if y'all lose game 1, they're going to be so comfortable for game 2. Confidence is going to be way up here, and y'all are going to be on the heels, because y'all got to get 1 in Denver. Game one is the one that you. Game 1 is the one that you come out.
Hey,
and you got it.
We haven't lost the game 1 yet this playoff, so.
And they haven't either.
Yeah, and they ain't either. Yeah, they, you know, so.
Hey, KD and them boys know for sure. When you go down, when you go to Denver, that's the thing about when people go to Denver. That's why it was the more gangster thing besides y'all calling y'all shot and flying straight to Denver. I'm pretty sure y'all been playing pickup the last day or so in that altitude. So it ain't no surprises on game 1. Everybody else who done went to Denver didn't have the luxury of time to go get there and prepare for that altitude.
They had to jump right.
Y'all went straight from Boston to that air.
Right.
You ain't gonna tell me Jimmy and them maniacs wasn't playing pickup all day in one of these gyms.
It would have been nice had asshole didn't tip in the damn ball. We would have been there sooner.
Yeah, but can't crowd with spoiled milk, because that might actually work in your favor. Like we were talking about earlier, me and him was talking earlier about they need to go ahead and they already in rhythm. Denver has had a chance. This is the longest layoff they had in the playoffs. They've had a chance to get their shooters, their role players who rely on rhythm a lot to carry them. They have gotten out of that consistent every other night gameplay rhythm. They have been at home. So I feel like Miami, as you said, their best opportunity to steal one will be game 1 in Denver, taking advantage of their rest and using your, you just went through game 7. You're very much in rhythm right now as a team. So I feel like they really, really, really need to take advantage of that. And once that, plays itself out, we can have a better chance at knowing how competitive this series is going to be. And now we're going to end this thing by getting our predictions on the series.
Y'all got mine.
What's up? What's yours?
Mine?
I need a game, though. You said you said Nuggets in 6?
I said Nuggets in 6.
Oh, okay. What you got?
Heat in 6.
Heat in 6.
Because I feel like
they're gonna do it, I'm gonna say 6. So I'm gonna say
because I feel like we have to.
I feel like it's gonna be 6. I feel like
if the best opportunity for us to win it, we have to get one of these games in Denver early, and we have to have that deciding.
Yeah, and that's my thing. And I don't want to cop out my pick and be like, if the Heat win game 1, they gonna win this series. But that's how I
still think it could be done in 6 either way.
It could be done in 6 either way. But I feel like Miami's chance to win it hinges on game 1. That's how I feel.
Yeah, so I feel like if they can
win
game 1,
I feel like
they win a game. They win 6.
I feel like they're gonna win game 1. So
I feel like if the Heat can win game 1, it'll be 6. I feel like if the Nuggets win, it's still gonna go 6. I think they'll get one in Denver. They'll get one in Miami, and they'll win at 6. So that's how I feel. I feel like whoever wins game 1 is probably gonna win the series. That's kind of how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
So we'll reconvene. If not, well, probably not before game 1 tomorrow, but we will very much be getting a lot of NBA Finals coverage in there. Get a lot of talk done in there. Once again, congratulations on a very, very, very successful season thus far to the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets have made it further than they've ever made it, and the Heat have made history, or on their way to trying to make history, being an AC winning the championship. The last team that even had a shot at this was the New York Knicks in '99 against the Spurs. So it's real cool to see a finals that's not wrapped in a bunch of spoiled brat legacy type stuff. It's just pretty much pure hoops.
Straight ball.
And it's just straight ball who you got. And it's great to see as basketball fans. I'm really excited for it. So signing off on Heart of Sports, Ran, PapaJo, Hart. We out this thing. Holla at you later.